Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to what is the to this video. I'd like to say that hope you're having a good day and all that, and hope you're doing well, especially during this pandemic. I really wish we were doing something with that. Anyway, on to today's video. I want to discuss what was July's Ubisoft Forward event thing. They want to comment about it. I will go down. I'll go through different games about maybe through chronologically. The first stuff will be the Watch Dogs Legion. My personal thoughts on each individual games. There'll be timestamps in the description just in case you want to know about a specific game or title that they talked about during the event. But let's get into it, shall we? So we'll start off with Watch Dogs Legion. I enjoyed that it gave us a new gameplay trailer and gave us more info on how we recruit new characters to the Legion. You basically become a stalker and find out their likes and dislikes from a distance. And then you would do a mission for them. And by the end of the mission, they will join your sex orgy club with cool masks. Let's be honest, that's what the Legion looked like from a distance, especially in that trailer. Then we saw a bit more of the story with the main a bit of main antagonist being basically the British version of Hitler, and with a sprinkle of corporate bullshit because, well, we're in the future and the government has no power for some reason. What I really did like about the game was that it basically had the wacky characters that we've seen in Watch Dogs 2. And more of the darker storytelling aspects from Watch Dogs 1, the world building and all that sort of stuff. So, especially as the wacky-ass the characters are basically auto-generated at this point, except for a few which are, okay, that's good, because we still need that basis of, right, here's what we're going to experience during the story. Like I said, it's got quite dark story depths, which I like, with the Brexit, about how this corporation kind of stood in after huge events went down, and it does mix it quite nicely from what I've seen anyway. We did also get a new release date. It will be coming out on October 29th, 2020, so that's a few short months away, which is annoying. Because I thought personally, and when we were talking about our wishlist video, that I'd see the Assassin's Creed Valhalla in October. But hey ho, that's the usual release date. But maybe it's changed. Though there was one thing I didn't particularly like, as I know that I've seen a lot of people raving about it, but personally for me, the short CGI trailer they had at the beginning was way too cheesy and ugh. Was not a big fan of it at all. It was a bit corny, and I honestly had no interest in watching it. I know it's by the creators of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, but again, for me, it was just not great. Moving on to Brawlhalla. Well, I'm not saying this is a bad game, but I am saying it's a poor man's Smash Bros. Clone number 2301. And bringing it to mobile phone isn't something to brag about, especially. Let's be honest. It's there's so many games like it out there, and some that have done even better in a way. That perhaps it wasn't the best. I know they were talking about having about 50 legends, as they like to put it. Alright, what characters are we going to see? What all that? Well, we did see one I recognised. It's Jake and Finn out of fucking Adventure Time. Brilliant. So we know what they've got there. Hands with Cartoon Network in that regard. But still, it's nothing that I would personally look at as saying, oh, this is the great thing. But I have no interest in it personally. But if it is for you, it's for you at the end of the day. But it's coming to mobile, so good for mobile people, I guess. Oh, the second mobile game of this bloody conference. Might and Magic Era of Chaos. Well, I will say that when I first saw the intro cutscene, I was honestly getting really excited about it because I thought that they finally brought a Might and Magic game to the consoles because I really desperately want to get into that series. There's many games out there that I've been looking at my radar just in case it does come to Xbox console or some shit like that. And of course, one of them was the Might and Magic series. But if there is a game out there, put it in the comments so I can download it and possibly play it on stream. That'd be great, thank you. And yeah, so it honestly, I was betrayed when I found out it was just basically another bloody mobile game. It was almost like your best friend kind of going, "Oh, here we go," and stabbing you in the back. Ubisoft, why? I thought we got over the trend of putting shit games on mobile devices, but apparently not. This is the second one this conference. The only thing I did actually like about the game itself was the name. Let's be honest, it's kind of cool. The Era of Chaos, but that just sounds like a everyday Dungeons and Dragons tale, basically. Let's be honest. I won't like the previous Brawlhalla. I won't be playing this, not unless someone's got a gun to my head, and even then I'll be going, should I die? Should I not? Should I not? And yeah, that's basically my Magic Hero of Chaos. Really, just a bit of a sad boner. Like it's half up, half down. What's happening with it? So that comes on to our third and final mobile game. Come on. Let's be honest, I feel like the Tom Clancy name's kind of it's not great to see on the top of your games anymore. Tom Clancy's Elite Squad, it doesn't have the same appeal as what would have been something like Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas, or I remember that. I was thinking, if it's that got that name on it, it's probably going to be quite good. But Ubisoft's kind of, let's be honest, it's kind of butchered it surprisingly. Though I am surprised that Tom Clancy is making as many games as he is, since he's dead. I just think that possibly they're beating a dead horse with. Ubisoft is being a dead horse in this analogy. Is basically Tom Clancy is the dead horse in this regard. So you kind of got to feel bad for him in that way. Stop. He's kind of thinking, don't put my name on it no more. Please, no more. But honestly, the game itself, they're trying to do like this Avengers style team up of everything Ubisoft wise. So you got the Splinter Cells, you've got the Rainbow Six Siege characters, you've got the stuff from other games with the Tom Clancy name with it, Wildlands and all that sort of stuff. You just think, really, you're really gonna make this type of game? And they have, like I said, there's other companies that have done it better without having any of the prior experience to it, but they're just not doing it well. So it's just a shit mobile game. The third one, come on Ubisoft, get your shit together. Please bring us something. I'm sure that we talked about that Splinter Cell. I don't think it would be that hard trying to sell a game with him on it. It's just that he needs his own proper game. Get back into stealth. You had all these problems, and I know you basically said this at the beginning of 2020, and I understand that it takes years upon years to create a game like that. But come on, if you're not going to use him properly, what's the point? Just leave him for dead. Let's be honest. If you're not going to use him properly, leave him for dead. So moving on to Rainbow Six Siege. the game that I previously played earlier in a stream. At the time of recording this is Monday 13th, so you might see another video coming out tomorrow with Salty Rage Plays, because that's what it was. Yay! Another trailer that tells us just how many people have joined the game since launch. Thank you, Ubisoft. It's not like I've seen that trailer every year since the game came out at other E3s. Show us future content or game changes that are coming up. Don't show us this shit. If you're not gonna actually come up with it, then what's the point? If you're not gonna go hard, then just go home. That sounds a bit wrong, doesn't it? But actually bring us something that will change Rainbow Six Siege. Don't always just hold it back for your league, the Rainbow Six League invitationals. Actually save it for like some stuff at E3. That's all I'm saying. Please do that. But on some lighter news, we do get our hand. I kind of saw some what would be light at the end of the tunnel, basically, with the next 4 games, 4 things, basically. So of course we got they started off with Hyperscape, I think it's called. Normally when a big company comes to this sort of into a new genre, they usually make a half-assed attempt, let's be honest. You've seen it with Activision. You've seen it with even like I was looking at this the other day. PUBG is slowly turned into a blog. Fortnite is, well, let's be honest, it's Fortnite, and every battle royale out there, apart from Apex, in my personal opinion, has kind of half-assed it and kind of just laid back and went, nah, we ain't doing shit. So, when I saw Hyperscape, I know it was released before, to let you know, you just got to realise that this whole idea of this Hyperscape was a cool idea. They've changed quite a bit with the game itself, or is the genre, from what they're telling me. What it does, right, is that it allows you to climb tall buildings, like with abilities called hacks. It gives you like a big jump from what we saw of it, and also to build a wall. But to get up to these areas and with these maneuverabilities, you kind of got to think, oh, we can climb up to high places. And well, let's be honest, if in this game the high ground is very high. The high ground will be very used. In fact, I'm going to use it in this video. I should have mentioned that. Oh well. No, at least you've seen it now. But still, it looks very good. It looks a very good game and it also does something that's done very successful in like stuff like Apex. It's got a good story surrounding. I'm interested in it. That's what I want out of an online game. I want the story itself, not this. Oh, this changes every time. This mechanic. I like that. Don't get me wrong. But the idea of, let's be honest, this one battle royale that can actually tell a good story alongside a good gameplay. That's a good game in my opinion. Nothing will ever change that. But then they had a point where they were showing off these cosmetics, like saying, oh, you can change yourself, and I'm thinking, this is all going to be monetized, and this is just sad. It's just sad, let's be honest. It is, as long as, alright, I don't have any problem with monetization in the free, because it is going to be a free-to-play game. But it's just a whole load of shit. I could see it having. I'm not saying it will have any like Valorant high-level prices, because Ubisoft isn't that dumb. Come on, you developers of Valorant. I don't remember the name. Brilliant. But still, I will, if I do smell any sort of greed, I will like basically like boycott it, like go, nah, even if it's on console, not trying it. Nope. But we actually got an intermission of like, oh, here's an update for like future consoles, like what's our plans for it and everything like that. And we kind of got a special guest from it. We got Phil Spencer, head of Xbox. Nothing new on the information technically. We already knew that they would get a free upgrade from Ubisoft for most of the games, should we say? But it was Phil fucking Spencer, man. It's a good interview. He knows what he's talking about, and he's a charismatic guy. He's probably my man crush, let's be honest. But quickly moving on from that non-hetero moment. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Oh boy, we got not only did we get a 30-minute expanded gameplay look, but we also got some stuff with inside the Ubisoft Direct, which was kind of cool. We got information, we got actually gameplay and not fucking screensavers, luckily. Thank you, Ubisoft, for that. Not like don't get on their beautiful screensavers, but they're bloody screensavers. I liked it. I liked what it looked like. But I am hyped for it. Now I've got the gameplay, I am hyped for it. But there's a lot to look at it and see with it. I know it sounds daft, but it for me it felt very much like Assassin's Creed Origins, the different spray paint of colour and whatever they use as an expression, but it just felt very much Assassin's Creed Odyssey Origins, Reese. Stop using the O's, Ubisoft. Can you just actually get a better name system? That'd be great, so I don't get confused. You know, just me. But still, it's a good looking game, and I can't complain about it too much. It's good evolution. It's got a evolved combat system where you can dual wield now with anything you want. They even like emphasize that you can play with 2 shields, and it's like, okay, brilliant. What else? So they've evolved the exploration aspect, which is good. And it looks like they're very much in the way of collectibles versus multiple quests. From what I can tell, you can explore different areas. So something like, right, we take Skyrim for example. We take the quest away from there, but the exploration of each individual place, that's what we probably would have expecting. Unlike Odyssey, where it's filled with tons and tons of quests, mindless quests, don't get me wrong, but still somewhat enjoyable quests because you've got that whole system in place where you get rewarded after each quest. And I have also noticed that, well, we saw that there is power level still in this game, but I think they from what I can tell of it, it was like, since the backlash of it was like, alright, let's rewind that back in per se. It's one of those things where they say, oh, you could do it this way. We're going to allow you to defeat him even at the lowest possible level. But as a side result, it still reminds me of Odyssey. It reminds me of Origins and all these things. But I don't want that. I want each individual Assassin's Creed to feel like its own. Odyssey, in a way, did. It felt much different. But it's still not... I still want it to feel unique in that way, so I'm still looking out for what we could expect within this game. Oh, but the one hopeful thing I'm hoping for, that's really strange, Bruce, is that I want the romance system to come back, so that I can basically become a complete thought again. Let's be honest. And just basically be a complete slut. I don't know why. That just intrigues me. Leave me alone. But yeah, there's a lot of things to love about that. There we got a lot more gameplay for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and much more than we possibly got for the Watch Dogs Legion. So I've got hopes. I've got hopes. And on our final thing, we have Far Cry 6. Well, let's be honest. It was a reveal trailer, more of a what we can expect out of the main antagonist. They usually focus on the antagonist during the cinematic trailers, so this is nothing new for Ubisoft. But I have nothing to get hyped about for. There's no gameplay for Far Cry 6 to our knowledge. This may be released at some other point, but we don't know when it is. So we kind of gotta keep. I know it sounds daft. I know it looks beautiful. I know it will probably play brilliant. I just need to know there's innovation in that game before I can get truly hyped for it. So Ubisoft, please do that. But one of the best things about that trailer, let me just say, it's 2 words for you, Giancarlo Esposito, if I didn't butcher that name. So that is the actor most famous for playing the bad guy Gus in Breaking Bad. And not only did I love that series to death, it is a very good series, but he's got amazing talent. And from what I can tell, it's going to be very fun. In fact, when I was recording the wishlist and putting it up on YouTube, a day later, honestly, it came up with with him as the main antagonist. I thought, fuck, I should have done it a few days earlier, so I wouldn't make a fool out of myself. But oh well. The information I had at the time was completely different. But no, from the trailer itself, it's much more grounded and a bad guy. He is these dictators who think they will do anything for their country, and they think everything they do will be right. I'm not saying it won't sicken them at some points or even evolve their deranged nature, but it's still very much a grounded antagonist that we've usually had in the Far Cry series. So yes, I'm very looking forward to that. The whole thing. But that's the basic wrap up of my opinions on the Ubisoft Forward event July. I will say they did mention just before they revealed Far Cry 6 that there will be another another thing like the Ubisoft Forward, probably at another month's time. So I look forward to it, and I'm sure this will probably become the norm, let's be honest. Most games companies will probably do this. But I'm looking forward to it. It gives me an excuse to say, what do I want out of it? And it also gives me an excuse to go, I can make more videos. Hey! But of course, we've got loads more to do. I did enjoy it. There was a lot of things to complain about it. In fact, there was a whole middle part. I thought, oh please, it was boring. It wasn't what I wanted. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, well, I liked it, but it doesn't feel like another game. It just felt like another paint job almost. If I'm being completely honest, but it had evolutions, and I could see that, and that's why I don't hate it. I don't love it. I like it a lot, but it's just another stick of paint, isn't it? But that's it for the time being. I think that's my personal opinion on everything. This will be like a brand new series with all my personal opinions and stuff. So if you enjoyed the video, please click that like button, and if you haven't already, can you please click subscribe? Because it really helped me out. And of course, this has been an entertaining watch and reactions, just seeing everyone's opinion on this sort of stuff. I just thought, I want to get my opinion out there, so here it is in that way. And of course, I will do better with editing this video. Okay, that's basically it, so goodbye for now.